okay, so maybe some of our viewers are like, and our listeners are like, oh, di ba different branches ng government yan, legislative, executive. They are different branches, different rules apply to those branches, di ba? Budgets, whatever. But we still do expect those branches to work together. And usually in the Philippine context, for maybe people who aren't very familiar with how Philippine politics works, whoever the president is, more often than not, the House is theirs, the Senate is theirs, or a majority of legislators are allied with the president. So, hindi na rin siguro surprising na Congress will be, in theory, cooperative sa mga, in terms of the legislation that the president wants to pass. So, itong legislative priorities is basically, kumbaga, so nilatag niya yung vision during the SONA. Yung legislative priorities, kumbaga yun yung action points, kung paano ba natin makamit itong gusto natin na ganito. So you'll see it in the way that the legislative priorities were listed out. There were 19 bills that he listed out. Nawawala yung kodigo ko. Pero parang swak din doon yung tax reform. He wants to introduce 2 tax packages. Yung mga, parang kumbaga ano siya, execution ng vision that he laid out in during the SONA. So, how does that work exactly? So, meron tayong tinatawag na PLLO. Wala pang na-appoint ata dun as of this airing, this recording. So, that's the Presidential Legislative Liaison Office. So, their job is to work with the legislature. Yung technical role nila as defined on their website, they have to make sure that the president's social contract is met. Social contract with the Filipino people. So basically, the president has to do his job and his promise to the Filipino people. So the idea there is for the executive and the legislative to work harmoniously, hopefully to avoid the vetoing of bills. Why don't we want that? Well, on a practical level, kasi diba, it takes so long for a bill to pass. Diba, parang ang daming deliberation sa House, ang daming deliberation sa Senate, and then may bycam pa yan if the 2 chambers don't agree on certain provisions, and then you send it to the president only for it to be vetoed because of provisions that the executive didn't like or is not comfortable with. So ideally, that's why you have the PLLO, to make sure na to avoid those things. So meron yung mga informal na talks na negotiations or discussions na like even at the House level or the Senate level, sabihin na ng Malacanang, we have concerns about this provision because we feel like this might not be potentially delikado siya, unconstitutional ba siya, or things like that. So basically it's the things that the president wants to push via his key allies in both the House and the Senate.
Yeah.